Hello, once again to the Pop and Wrestling Podcast with me, Coach 23, where we talk about pro wrestling, pop culture, and life in general. Today, we have a special episode. I know I've been doing this for roughly 2 or 3 months now, this podcast. Uh, roughly had more than 30 episodes now. Um, Over 1,000 views for all across 33 episodes. Thank you for everyone. To everyone who views, subscribe to my channel, like my videos, watch my videos, browse through my videos, and whatnot. So yeah, like I said, this is a very special episode. It's the holiday season, so I guess I have time to do this, and it's almost end of the year. And like I said, I know I've been doing only this for like 3 months now. Like I said, 30 episodes or so. But I think it's still I'm justified to do this because a lot of podcasts has been doing this forever, and like I said, I've been a wrestling fan for what 37, 38 years now. Uh, Almost my all my life I've been a wrestling fan, and I have been a wrestling fan for a long time. Like I said, reading magazines and whatnot. So I'm a huge fan of Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazines, awards, uh, issues where they crown, the wrestler of the year, tag team of the year, everything. Also with the WWE at the time. So yeah, like I said, I'm justified to do this because what not? What the heck, right? So yeah, this is the first ever PAW Awards. The PAW. So it's so it's Pop and Wrestling Podcast Awards. So that's it. PAW Awards. PAW. You can call it the PAWie or whatnot, but PAW Award is fine. I should make it like a logo of like a bear's paw, but yeah, I think this logo is fine for initial first year award. So yeah, all across the board about wrestling. So this only for applies for wrestling. I might be doing the PAW Awards for the pop culture, probably in January. I have to do some research as well, uh, and do my own, personal research about things. But yeah, so right now, wrestling has been, such a big name in terms of sports and entertainment within this year. Of course, the acquisition of Endeavor to make, to merge WWE and UFC to form TKO. It happened last year, and this was really the first full year that both Nick Khan, president of WWE, one of the members of the board, I believe, and Paul Levesque, who's handling creative, content creation, creative content officer, chief creative officer, so to speak, within the year. He's been doing this now for a full year, more than a year even, because I believe he started last year at SummerSlam, 2023, then until now. But this is the first full year that he's been handling WWE. WWE has been in such a great shape in terms of business wise, critic wise, commercially, financially. They're really solid right now. Also, that we can say about that with AEW because it's started being backed by Tony Khan, of course, and they already have that $185 million deal from WBD that will, sustain them for at least, 3 to 4 years. There's, yeah, I'm not saying there's all negative from AEW, but yeah, there are negatives, but there are also some positives. But it's only like the positive is so limited that it's so glaring that it's a positive thing or not. So TNA was doing good, but they didn't really come across the radar except for their partnership with NXT, WWE, but more on NXT. And GCW is still killing in the indies, but I guess based on the logos that you're watching in the podcast right now, it's just WWE and AEW because they're the one who really dominated. They're really the number one, with AEW being a very far number two. Sorry, but that's the truth. And TNA is really really far from the equation. So this is the Paul Awards, and like I said, this award might be you might be saying, oh, it's biased, he's biased from to WWE, but no. If you see WWE, like I said, there are positives in AEW, but it's just so limited, it's glaring. WWE has really dominated the year. It's the year of WWE, so to speak. Um, so let's go with the awards. Actually, it's more than 15 awards that because like I said, I want to, in a way, focus on this as well. So let's go with Booker of the Year. So for those who are not wrestling fans, what is Booker of the Year? Booker of the Year means, yeah, he's the one who calls the shot in terms of creative and whatnot. He really leads. He leads. For example, he's the one who's making the decision of who's winning. Sorry, but yeah, wrestling's predetermined. It's soap opera. It's an Avengers movie. It's a Marvel movie. It's a DC movie. All across with entertainment. Give me 1 second. My hair is messing me up. Authentic wise, still in a recorded environment. But yeah, so that's the Booker. He's the one who handles the creative. He writes the storylines. If you watch the TV show Heels, he was Stephen Amell. Jack Spade who's writing the storylines. So for me, in my notion, the Booker of the Year for year 2024, it's a tie between the Chief Creative Officer Triple H and NXT head Shawn Michaels. Like I said, Triple H is scaling it across the board in terms of storyline for the main roster, while NXT being led by Senior Vice President for Talent Development and Storyline, Shawn Michaels. I could give this easily to Shawn Michaels, but I cannot really, deny the fact that Hunter or Triple H Paul Levesque has been doing this since last year after, Vince McMahon retired or was ousted out in from the WWE. So they're really killing it. Minor award, I could also give the Executive of the Year to Nick Khan because of how he conducts business for WWE. So they're really killing it in terms of that. So yeah, your Booker of the Year is Shawn Michaels, tie with Triple H or Paul Levesque. So next award is Wrestling TV Show of the Year. A lot of great TV shows. Yeah, I can say. Yeah, yeah. You have your Raw, your SmackDown, your NXT. From AEW, you have your Collision, your Rampage, your Dynamite. But so far for me, I based on my opinion about this award on consistency. Uh, and for me, there's only one show that's been consistent throughout the year, and that's NXT. So it's whether the last remaining part of the I call it NXT Rainbow era to the Black and Silver era right now. But yeah, NXT has been consistent from from throughout the year. Raw has been good, has been great in the first half of the year. SmackDown is actually the same, but SmackDown kind of floundered during the summer in the States, around here, rainy season in the Philippines. Dynamite so far, I cannot really give it to Dynamite, despite they have great in-ring action, but you cannot base everything on in-ring action alone. You really need to provide compelling television, and so far NXT has been doing that consistently, especially with their women's division, the promotion of their women's division. They have the best women's division in all of wrestling, in my opinion. So thank you, congratulations to NXT for being for me, or this award or this podcast, the show of the year. Next up, the crowd of the year. If anyone can guess, hopefully your guess is right. It's the Backlash France Leon France crowd. I know they have a lot of great crowds earlier this year, but nothing tops France. For some reason, France has been like, I hate to say it, but laughing stock of all Europe because hey, when they announced, I believe some critics even panned that they're going to France. France is not really that high on the totem pole in terms of uh the crowd of wrestling, but man, they killed it. They really did. So they are really the crowd of the year. Uh, the closest that they have all throughout the not even this year but last year was Puerto Rico, Backlash Puerto Rico, but this year France, the Backlash crowd in France is the crowd of the year. Congratulations to all the France. My name is Francis in right. Yeah. Announce my name. So yeah, congratulations, friends. Then PLE of the year or pay per view of the year. So for me, it's a tie again. Obvious answer, it's WrestleMania 40. For 2 nights, WWE killed it with attendance wise, viewership wise for WrestleMania. A lot of compelling storylines started and ended at the same time at WrestleMania 40. So you cannot really deny. Even the in-ring action, there were really some spot and of course the final main event. The main events actually even both nights. They really killed it. They really provided one of the best shows of the year, if not even in WrestleMania history. So, like I said, it's a tie. So, which is the other one? Like I said, it's not all negative for AEW. There are also positives. One of the positive was AEW Revolution, the Sting retirement. They handled it really, really well. So far, if you're going to ask me, the AEW pay-per-view or pay-per-view of the year is that AEW Revolution. I can call the booker of the AEW a lot or some negative names or connotation, but that one he really did handle well. It's just he really just need to put his you know to put out of his foot out of his mouth and just be honest. But the thing is, for that I give him the tip of my hat if I'm wearing a hat because he really did Sting well. So just for that, even that main event, Sting really it was really to honor Sting. And right now he said he's fully retired. Hopefully stick with that. But yeah, congratulations to that. So your PLEs and pay-per-views of the year, WrestleMania 40 and AEW Revolution. So next up, this is actually a negative award, but I can give this because I want to be positive, but you cannot really. There's not really a lot of positive things running around. So the worst storyline of the year. So for me, the worst storyline of the year, there's two, another tie, but it's for both AEW. One is the confusion for MJF and Adam Cole. So they really weren't able to explain too much. Yeah, they tried because Adam Cole is the devil because they ended World's End last year with that image. I'm sorry, Adam Cole wearing the devil's mask, taking the mask off, and showing his face to MJF, who was supposed to be the babyface. Then MJF left to recharge, according to him. He came back at Double or Nothing as a babyface, saying that I am AEW for life or whatever. And afterwards, I believe after he tried to attack Adam Cole even at the show. Adam Cole was the heel. Then after a few months back, MJF got you know turned to a heel to face Daniel Garcia for some reason, and Adam Cole came back again now as a babyface. It's really really confusing, and because I hope they just stuck to their guns, that making Adam Cole the heel and MJF the babyface. But I think it will work because it will work. Like I said, this didn't help MJF to retain that main event status that he had last year or even the past 2 years. He just became like a mid carder. So it's that's one of the confusion there. And the other, like I said, it's a tie. And again for AEW, the Moxley Death Rider, storyline. He keeps saying we're taking over. That AEW is in terrible shape. We wanted to go back to basics. But it's confusing. Are you the NWO? Are you what? What are you? There's no further explanation. And I know people are saying that pro wrestling shouldn't really be that logical, but at least you can have like an ounce of logic there. And there's no such logical thing about that. I mean, I get it if John Moxley just debuted in AEW and said I'm taking over, but no, he's been in AEW since 2019. You've been there. You've been a top guy, and you said, "Nah, I'm jaded because of no all the storylines and stuff." It's just like they took the elite storyline of the elite should be taking over. They even gave the Meltzer driver to Tony Khan, but it didn't went anywhere. It went nowhere. They became just like a mid card storyline. So just like Moxley just took that storyline from them. So it's really confusing. So for me, that's the worst storyline of the year. Sorry, AEW fans, but it's my opinion. Best storyline of the year, it goes to WWE. It's the Punk Drew McIntyre storyline. So who would have thought that CM Punk coming back to WWE last year, exactly last year at Survivor Series, he was supposed to be in a main event profile feud with Seth Rollins, according to them. That's the plan. CM Punk versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 40. But the thing is, uh, his first televised match happened at the Royal Rumble earlier this year in January, and an errant future shock DDT from Drew McIntyre injured or CM Punk's tricep muscle. So he was out for like 5 to 8 months with surgery and rehab. But the thing is, even there during that time, that specific period, they were able to continue and further the storylines. That they don't even have a match after like what 8 months after their first meeting, their first interaction, physical interaction. But they kept it alive. They kept it interesting. So for me, along with the three great matches that they had, with Drew winning SummerSlam, CM Punk winning in Bash in Berlin, and finally winning the rubber match at Hell in a Cell in Bad Blood later or a few months ago. So for me, that's the feud of the year for all of wrestling. So next, actually segment. That's actually segment, but actually yeah, segment of the year. Sorry. So best storyline. Yeah, they're the best storyline. So worst segment of the year goes to the use of plastic on on Brian Danielson. It's like attempted murder. Enough said. And people say it's resting. A lot of people from the Attitude Era did worse. It's a different time and a different set of values. And you know what? In the Attitude Era, sure, they use like fireballs, but it's hard for like an 8-year-old kid, 9-year-old kid to to create a fireball, unless he's really a pyromaniac. You don't have really steel chairs. They minimize using the sledgehammers and whatnot. But the use of plastic bag, come on. Yeah, that's attempted murder. So for me, that's the worst segment of the year. The use of plastic on Daniel Bryan or Brian Danielson. Best segment for the year goes to WWE, and that this was way back before WrestleMania 40. I believe it happened in Chicago with CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and Seth Rollins. For like 15 to 20 minutes, they're just really, bashing each other, verbally. It was that compelling segment. It's like people were really watching. They were saying things that, that uh, tone the line of, reality or whatnot. Because they're really saying some things really, beyond the line at the time. Like, you were the chosen one. Who chose you? When CM Punk asked Drew. And Drew was like, egging him up, we don't want you here because, you're a cancer in the locker room because of what happened in AEW last year with CM Punk. And yeah, they're just keep verbally bashing each other. And for me, that's really so compelling. I could say that the closest one to that will be Rock attacking Cody Rhodes and beating him up, bloodying him up, in saying that dropping f bombs at the time. But yeah, but for me, the Punk, Seth, and Drew segment take the cake. So, moment of the year. So for me, moment of the year is that people remember. People will remember forever or even for a long time. And this happened at WrestleMania 40. And this was the WrestleMania Endgame, the Avengers Endgame. The match between Roman and Cody Rhodes with, the Bloodline trying to attack or interfere for Roman's behalf, Solo and Jey Uso, and The Rock even. Then for Cody's side, helping him out, Jay Uso, John Cena, and of course The Undertaker. So for me, that was really the moment of the year. And with that final sequence of Cody executing like three crossroads, pinning Roman Reigns, and with all the wrestlers coming out, the baby faces that have like feud with the bloodline, Cody's mom, him handing the title to his mom because of his promise, supposed promise to his dad that he'll be winning it for him. So Cody finishes the story at WrestleMania 40. It's etched in in the annals, annals of pro wrestling history. So congratulations, Cody Rhodes, for finishing your story and your father's story. Next up, breakout wrestler of the year, or should I say wrestlers of the year. Although the two, you will say they've been there in WWE for quite some time, but saw their impact bigger than what they were used to do before. The first two were Braun Breaker for winning the Intercontinental Championship, having that large and great impact, big impact in the main roster, and also Big Bronson Reed, who was supposed to be one of the big guys in NXT. He got fired, got released, reinvented himself and Japan as Jonah. Then, Triple H came back, came calling, offering his job. But the thing is, yeah, I could give this to Big Bronson Reed for the latter part of the year, especially his feud with Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman. With Braun Breaker, like I said, debuting in Raw and being an Intercontinental Champion, having that after image of him spearing people. Come on, so they're tied, but there's a triple tie. The other one is from NXT, and his name is Trick Williams. Yep, Trick Williams was supposed to be the hype man, the bodyguard of Carmelo Hayes, but he was able to break out from Carmelo Hayes, feuding with him. That I could consider similar with like A Diesel, Big Kevin Nash, Shawn Michaels feud at the time because that's what actually happened. People are saying it should be like somewhat like Shawn Michaels and Triple H because of Carmelo attacking backstage and saying I didn't do it. But for me, it's more of like a Kevin Nash, Shawn Michaels deal way back in the 90s. Why? Because there were buddies. Then Shawn Michaels is seeing Kevin Nash or Diesel like being this becoming over with the fans, becoming popular. Happened is actually similar with the Trick Williams Carmelo Hayes story. Trick Williams was supposed to be the hype man, but people are chanting "Whoop that Trick, whoop that Trick." So the jealousy of Carmelo really boiled up. They have a great match at Stand and Deliver, and great feud with him winning the NXT Championship. So it's really for me, it's a breakout year for me for Trick Williams. Is also having great feuds with guys like Ethan Page and such, Ilya Dragunov. So yeah, it's a triple tie between the three. Former two champions in NXT, I believe Bronze Reed won champion NXT North American Championship, Braun winning NXT Championship, and of course Trick William, who's currently the NXT champion. So congratulations to the three. Next up is Woman of the Year. So as much as I like the women of NXT, they're really killing it. They're more of a collective effort or collective group. Yeah, right now Roxanne Perez is the current NXT Women's Champion. She made an impact, but the thing is the exodus of talents, girls like women like Julia, Stephanie Booker, Zaria, and the rest of the development women talents. But for me, main roster takes the cake of who dominated really. I only need to choose two. I can choose two, but I only instead choose one because she's really kind of consistent throughout the year, and it's Nia Jax, current WWE Women's Champion. I could give an argument of Bailey since Bailey won the Royal Rumble and she won the her WrestleMania match with Io Sky. But the thing is, she kind of floundered at the time. Then she lost the title to Nia Jax because Nia Jax as well, she won Queen of the Ring. She won at SummerSlam, and currently she's the women's champion. But the thing is, she dominated even back in January at the Royal Rumble. Having those moments with Bianca Belair, with Jade Cargill. So consistency for me is the basis. I'm not saying that Bailey wasn't consistent, but Naya was a little bit more consistent than Bailey. So for me, your Women of the Year, Nia Jax, current WWE Women's Champion. So far, right now. I don't know what will happen. This is a recorded. So this is a recorded. This is November 30 recording. So if something happened in December, we'll do the award show next year for November as well. So it's a 1 year span. So okay. So next up is tag team wrestlers of the year or tag team of the year. A lot of great tag teams, a lot of great tag team action, but for me there's only one that stand out, and because like I said, one of my main bases of of these awards is consistency. And for me there's no consistent tag team than Nathan Frazier and Axiom of NXT. Sure, they might lost the title a few months back before Stand and Deliver were winning it. They even have this like tension of Nathan Frazier going a little big for his britches. That I can be a solo star, single star, while be a tag team with Axiom and Axiom just being a tag team wrestler. Eventually, I can see a feud between the two, but I don't know when. Probably Stand and Deliver. But as far as being the tag team champions, they're really consistent as well, holding those titles, having great matches even with the Rascals of TNA. So yeah, despite the storyline, that unique storyline of tension building, they are still able to retain being champions. And so for me, your tag team of the year is Nathan Frazier and Action. Congratulations, guys. Then, of course, afterwards, match of the year. So it's easy. I can come up with AEW matches as match of the year, potential match of the year. Your Osprey versus Kyle Fletcher and whatnot. Brian Danielson and Hangman Page, or Hangman. I'm sorry, Brian Danielson and Swerve Strickland and had Adam Page. But you even in WWE, you have your Cody versus Dwayne Johnson and Seth Rollins and Dwayne Johnson against Dwayne Johnson and Roman Reigns, Cody and Seth. But you also have your Cody versus Roman at WrestleMania 40. But for me, it's not always about storytelling. It's not always about in-ring action. It should be a mix of all. Like I said, I could make the argument of WrestleMania Cody Roman 2, but the thing is, I saw something much better or a little bit better than that, and that's that Bad Blood Hell in a Cell match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. That a lot of people are saying 5-star matches, this and that. They brought blood when it's necessary. The match itself was brutal. Nobody got thrown off the cage, which is really the essence of a Hell in a Cell match. It's not being thrown someone off on top of the cage. It's really holding those two people together. One of the matches, the last few matches I saw that like that was, I believe, Triple H versus Shawn Michaels 2004, Hell in a Cell as well. It's not really should be coming out of the cage or the cell. It's really more entering. One man enters, two men enter, one man enter, standing up, and that was CM Punk. Like I said, they brought blood when it's needed. They had great hard hitting match. You even like people are doubting Punk that he's not really the same, but this was even I saw like a better CM Punk here in terms of how he gives story and the storytelling in the match, even compared to his like 10 year sabbatical from WWE. For me, this is the match of the year. Hell in a Cell match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. So next up, it's people might be confused. Why do I have these four categories? So I have babyface of the year, I have heel of the year, I also have most popular and most hated. Now here's the thing. Why is it different from each other? Confusing, sure, because people say the most popular is the babyface. That necessarily mean. I mean, John Cena was a babyface during like 10 years of his run before now, or 15 years before run now that he's being cheered. But back then it was like 5 words. Let's go Cena. Cena sucks. So he's a babyface and they're booing him. So he's the most hated at the time. But he's not a baby face, and he's not a heel. He was a baby face. But according to heel, if they're booing me, I'm a heel. But in category wise, in logic wise, it's different as well. So for me, there are different categories or four categories. They're differentiated for that. So let's go with the most hated. Three words: Dirty Dominic Mysterio. That's it. He is the most hated heel so far in all of wrestling. People are saying that you know what? Every boo is a pipe no noise from WWE, but it's not. It's really a legit noise. That whenever he just like put the mic on his face, people are already booing him, and he can't even talk. And he really had his tantrum of speaking in Spanish. It's really funny that in that way, but he is the most hated heel. And who would have thought of a way for his character? Okay, kudos to Triple H or Paul Levesque for this one. He's already a heel with Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley was starting to get over or popular with as a babyface. Even she's joined with the Judgment Day of a heel group, but she's being cheered by fans. So Dominic Mysterio, which is already a heel, turned his back on Rhea Ripley and then joined with Liv Morgan, who's now already a heel. So it's like a super heel move. So nobody invokes those hate more than Dominic Mysterio. He is the most hated. Is he the heel of the year? We'll find out soon. But for me, he is the most hated one. Uh, yeah. So if you have a most hated heel or wrestler, you have your most popular wrestler. So for me, there's no popular throughout the calendar year than Jey Uso. Main event Jey Uso. Uh, Everyone is doing the yeet thing. Every arena that he goes, whether it's in Saudi, Lyon, France, Italy, Atlanta, Georgia, WrestleMania in Philadelphia, people are yeeting. Um, it's like the yes of Daniel Bryan, 10 years ago. When you see an arena and they're just doing the yeet, you know that Jey Uso is popular as well. And I believe for a specific number of months, he was able to, be the top merchandise seller or T-shirt seller of WWE, more than Cody, more than CM Punk. So for me, the most popular wrestler of the year, and also he finally became a single champion, winning the IC title at Raw against Braun Breaker until he just lost it again. But I see a great future in main event Jey Uso. He's probably give him a chance of a longer IC title run. Could be a world champion in the future as long as he stays healthy. So for me, your most popular wrestler of 2024, main event Jey Uso. So next award, we're almost near the finish line. 33 minutes, that's fine. So this is heel of the year. Now it's easy to say that I could give this to Dominic Mysterio because of the double heel, but I think the heel, invokes something with a different, personality. And for me, there's only top two heels in WWE right now, or back then even. You have your Roman, you have your Code, I mean your Dominic Mysterio. But I think because of his image and because he can back it up as a heel. For me, the heel of the year is Gunther, especially those trash talk with against Damian Priest before SummerSlam, calling him street trash and whatnot. That's invoking like personal. And like I said, he's not a cowardly heel. He's a badass heel. He's the type of heel that can kick your ass every single day. And he's been a dominant champion for what? For a longer time. He lost for TV matches in WWE. He just lost for like four guys, I believe. He lost to Ilya Dragunov. He lost to Braun Breaker. He lost to Sami Zayn, and he lost to Cody throughout his like what 4 5 year run in WWE or 6 year run even. And he was always a heel. He was never babyface. People are cheering him, but he can invoke a certain when I don't need your cheering, then people will boo him immediately. So for me, my heel of the year, is Gunther. I don't know. It's a congratulations, but yeah, it's his job to be a heel. And babyface of the year. So it's not really the most popular, but he's invoking certain level of kindness or goodness in terms of his wrestling character in and out of the ring. And no, there's no bigger babyface of the year than Cody Rhodes. So Cody Rhodes for me, he brought the term babyface because back then, if you hear the word babyface or good guy, you only think of Hulk Hogan as the one as you know consistently at the time people are cheering. Whether it's not as loud as an Ultimate Warrior cheer, but the thing is, people are still cheering. And with him being a good guy at the time in the 80s, he was invoking that I am really a good guy. With your eat, uh, drink your vitamins, say your prayers, work hard. And then, of course, he got booed. He became a heel. John Cena tried to be that babyface, but of course, he became a polarizing star because of Let's Go Cena. Cena sucks, but he was an over good guy or babyface. But right now, Cody Rhodes is doing something tangible. He brought the 80s babyface back. People at the time of being jaded, they were cheering the anti-hero. Roman Reigns is an anti-hero. Um, The Rock was an anti-hero. Stone Cold Steve Austin is the ultimate anti-hero. He's doing heel tendencies, but he's a babyface because they're cheering him. For me, Cody Rhodes brought that back of him being a good guy in and out of the ring. And aside from that, he brings good business to WWE, being like I said, top five of the merchandise sale for Fanatics. Consistently, he's a good guy. If you go to a house show, he's picking kids, giving him giving them his weightlifting belt, having them in the ring. Nobody is a good baby face for this year than Cody Rhodes. So congratulations, Cody Rhodes. So last award, wrestler of the year. I wonder who. It's Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. So Cody won the Royal Rumble again earlier this year. The first one since 1997. Who won? Or 1997, 1998? No, it's not 1997. Was it 1997? Yeah, 1996 and 1997. That won a back-to-back Royal Rumble match. That was the last time was Stone Cold Steve Austin. Shawn Michaels did. Hulk Hogan, I believe, did it first. The back-to-back wins. Then Shawn Michaels 95, 96. Then 97. No, 97, 98 for Stone Cold Steve Austin. And now you have Cody Rhodes on that list. Not a bad, list. Hogan, Michaels, Austin, and now you have Cody Rhodes. Then of course the story of supposedly the main event was like The Rock versus Roman Reigns until the fans of We Want Cody started and he was brought back. He main evented WrestleMania three times now. He main evented last year, night two, WrestleMania 39, and he main evented back to back WrestleMania this year as well, with teaming up with Seth Rollins against um, The Rock and Roman Reigns, and then the following night, like I said, WrestleMania 40, night two, he finished his story. Arguably, I could also put Seth in a close second as wrestler of the year since Seth was also the workhorse champion at the time when Roman Reigns was still the Universal Champion and Seth was like the world heavyweight champion, consistently defending the title, even injuredly. But I guess Cody really takes the cake because of his consistency as well throughout the years. After losing to Roman last year at WrestleMania 39, having major feuds with Dominic Mysterio, with Brock Lesnar to the Royal Rumble win, and finishing the story. Of course, having great matches with AJ Styles, that I Quit match. What else? The Backlash match as well. Matches with Solo Sikoa, Kevin Owens, teaming up with Roman Reigns, and this coming December he will be defending the title against Kevin Owens at Saturday night's main event. So no, there's no one consistent, even more consistent than Cody Rhodes. And for me, he is the wrestler of the year for 2024. So yeah, that's it for me. Hope you like my awards show. You can subscribe, comment, leave a comment. You can argue with me, that's fine, as long as it's in a respectful manner. But yeah, that's the first ever PAW Awards, the Pro Pop and Wrestling Awards. Hope, like I said, see you next year for this one. And thank you for watching, supporting. Like I said, we're in 1,000 views for 33 episodes now. For your normal episodes, this is a special episode that I'll be posting whenever. But yeah, thank you for the support, guys. We adding a lot of subscribers and viewership. It's more than 1,000 for 33 episodes. Thank you very much. I appreciate everything. It's a great Christmas gift to me, for you, invoking my psyche to a positive manner. My morale is really good right now because of this one. Aside from my family, the support of my family. Like I said, I'm doing this alone. I don't have a manager. My wife is probably my manager saying you're talking too long or talking taking long, but 41 minutes for a special episode, I guess it's good. Um, but yeah, thank you guys for all your support here at the Pop and Wrestling Podcast. So this is Coach 23 again, where we talk about pro wrestling, pop culture, and life in general. See you guys next year. Adios, guys.